most important places in Canada. Our communities, of course. My name is Chris Erl, an 18-year-old political science student at Ministerial University, my hometown of Hamilton, Ontario. Just for extra points, born on the 1st of July. Now I live in an urban area, just like 80% of Canadians do. That number is increasing year by year. Canada's cities are our cultural, educational, and scientific centers and the destination of choice for nearly all new Canadians. Yet our federal government is doing little to encourage sustainable development, promote civic empowerment, and restore the sense of community that Canadians long for. Let me take you on a tour of my neighborhood. I live in a suburban area that used to be farmland. Unregulated development has led to sprawl, which hurts our communities, costs our taxpayers, destroys our natural environment, and weakens our overall society. Now this is my backyard. The ties that once bound our neighborhoods together have been broken and replaced with suspicion, animosity, and even violence. It's not just our communities that are hurting too. It's our wallets. It's working families that will be picking up the $69 billion tab for roads, sewers, and other services that needlessly expanding communities in southern Ontario alone will require over the next 20 years. It's not even taking into consideration the personal costs of things like gasoline. Now this is what my neighborhood used to be. The critics always claim that Canada has land in abundance, and that sprawl is a problem that only affects highly urbanized areas of our country, such as southern Ontario, the St. Lawrence corridor, and cities like Calgary, Edmonton, and Vancouver. So our federal government has dismissed this problem as a regional one that's the responsibilities of the municipalities to correct. But the reality is, our sprawling cities are consuming our farmland. Cities and communities across our nation are feeling the social, economic, and political strain of sprawling cities. Our federal and provincial governments cannot download this problem onto the municipalities like the neoliberal governments of the 1980s and 1990s did with all other programs. As Prime Minister, I would immediately establish a Ministry of Urban Affairs that would oversee the implementation of two new national policies. Number one, the National Urban Development Plan, and number two, the National Rural Protection Plan. Now the National Urban Development Plan would set a development standard for all cities based on their size, economic base, and environmental surroundings. This plan would encourage the redevelopment of failing city centers, promote sustainable development, and encourage the improvement of such necessities as affordable housing, transit, schools, libraries, etc. The National Rural Protection Plan would set a limit on sprawl by dedicating acres of land across our country for green belts. And it would create a new protected agricultural zone in order to save the endangered Canadian family farm. Now land will still be set aside for development, as our cities will always need room to grow, but both plans working in conjunction will ensure that this development is sustainable, environmentally sound, and holds community advancement at its heart. Let's face it, ministries and plans alone won't save Canadian community. We need to give Canadians something to celebrate. As Prime Minister, I would establish 3 new national holidays: Earth Day, Election Day, and May Day, and encourage different cultural and community groups to hold festivals and celebrations on important holidays like St. Anthony's Day, St. Patrick's Day, and Oktoberfest. Celebrations give Canadians time to get to know each other, get to understand local heritage and culture. They give hardworking Canadians a well-deserved rest, and they showcase local businesses. But these aren't the only things I'll do as Prime Minister. I'll increase the share of the gas tax that's transferred to the municipalities, include Canada's mayors in the First Ministers' conferences, lend federal assistance to the creation of affordable housing units in Canada's cities to help house the 1.5 million Canadians that currently don't have adequate shelter, and, most ambitiously, I'll embark on a new national program of mental health, social assistance, and public education to help Canada's most vulnerable, the homeless. I know that, when implemented, my plans will spark a revival of neighborly solidarity, promote planned, efficient development, ensure that Canadians will be able to feed themselves throughout the 21st century and beyond, protect our natural heritage, and drastically cut homelessness. Through efficient fiscal management and long-term gains, the already overburdened Canadian taxpayer will see almost no additional charges. Ladies and gentlemen, my plan is called To Believe in Our Communities. Will you believe?